Hi! Welcome to another adventure of Field Trips with the Library. This time of year is called Halloween. We hear people talking about a lot of scary things like ghosts and skeletons and goblins and bats and monsters. But you know what? Monsters are just pretend, and because they're pretend, we can have a lot of fun with them. There are all kinds of monsters, including Dracula and Frankenstein, and the Wolfman, and the creature from the Black Lagoon. Did I scare you? Monsters are just pretend, so sometimes it's fun to be scared. You can find monsters in all kinds of movies and TV shows, including Monsters, Inc., Scooby-Doo, and Sesame Street. So to learn a little bit more about monsters, I went to the Illusive Skull in Fairmont, West Virginia to see their monsters. Let me show you some. This pretend monster is named Frankenstein. He's in a lot of stories. Frankenstein is from a story written by Mary Shelley. Mary Shelley says she got the idea for Frankenstein from a bad dream. A bad or scary dream is called a nightmare. He is made from different body parts and brought back to life by Dr. Frankenstein. So technically, this is Frankenstein's monster. He makes a noise like Frankenstein is the story of a mad scientist who brings the dead back to life only to discover that he made a monster. This is another pretend monster named Dracula. He's a vampire. Maybe you know some other pretend vampires, including Count Chocula and the Count. According to the legend, vampires have no reflection, therefore they can't be seen in a mirror or a window. Vampires can't go out during the day because sunlight can hurt them. Vampires don't like garlic. Dracula the book was written by Bram Stoker and published in 1897 in London. That's a long time ago. Transylvania is actually a real place. It's a region that is located in central Romania. According to some legends, vampires can turn into bats. Did you know that the Count on Sesame Street is a vampire? They call him the Count because in the legends of vampires, vampires are compelled to count grains and seeds. So if you spill them, they have to count them. Dracula's in a lot of movies, including ones that you may know, such as Hotel Transylvania. This is another pretend monster that is a sea creature. Sometimes he's known as the creature from the Black Lagoon. He can swim underwater. Gillman is another name for the creature from the Black Lagoon. The Gillman creature has super strength. Gillman is actually amphibious. Like a frog, he can live underwater and out of the water. A professional diver and swimmer had to hold his breath for up to 4 minutes to play the Gillman. This is a mummy, another pretend monster wrapped up in bandages, and he moves really slow. Mummies come from stories in Egypt. Mummies are thousands of years old, wrapped up in bandages and buried in a sarcophagus. That's a fancy word for a coffin. In ancient Egypt, they used to bury people in pyramids. Although mummies do exist, they were once human, wrapped in bandages to preserve their bodies. The stories of them coming back to life are just pretend. King Tutankhamun is one of the most famous mummies. He's also known as King Tut. Thank you for joining me today as we talked about monsters. We learned a lot about monsters, and most of all, we learned that they're just pretend, so they're not really scary after all. Have a safe and a happy Halloween.